Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365. I'm Den Haring, and it's about time I talk about this bait. So this little guy, this little glide bait is called the Wee Shad, and I first became familiar with it in February when I was at the Philadelphia Sports Show, and someone was selling this very one. And this was one that was a custom paint job, and I paid $15 for it because this thing looks so much like the alewife that swim around in the waters that I fish. I just had to have it. I felt that even if it didn't work, I can catch fish on it, but if it worked half as good as it looked, I was going to do well with it. And I'm happy to say it does work very well. I've caught a lot of nice fish on this already, including a largemouth over 6 pounds. I've caught some nice smallmouth on it. On some of these other ones, I've caught hybrid stripers, purebred stripers. Everything eats it. And I'm going to go in detail with you today how to fish this thing and what I do with them, and then how to get these things for $2.49, if you can believe it, but it's true. Okay, like I said, I paid $15 for this, and I'd pay $15 for this one again because the paint job is what I bought. However, when I started looking at, I knew that the gentleman who painted this, he didn't make the lure, so where did he get it? So I started looking around, and my brother was looking around as well, and we found some on Temu, but we found even a lower price on a website called Peaky Lure. I think it's Peekii. I'll put it up put it up on here so that you can see it, and I can put a link to their website in the description of this video. Now they sell all different types of blanks, unpainted baits, and I've been playing around with some of those too. That'll probably be the subject of another discussion down the road. So here is some of the baits they sell for a very low price. And I've modified these a little bit. There's this white one like this. Now this one has a smooth finish. I put the black on it and I put the red fins. They come with eyes that you glue in there yourself. They're like little stickies. I put a little drop of glue in there, and they come with the eye, and you just put the eye in. And you can buy these with hooks, but they'll cost you more, and I don't like the hooks anyway. So I always buy them without the hook, and then I put my own hooks on, and that's how you can get these for as cheap as $2.49. So this is a smooth one. That's white. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. This one is another white one that I painted black back, red gill, and yellow fins. But this one is a rough finish. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to get that up close. I'm going to get that up close, and maybe you can get to see that. It has like a rough scaled finish. It actually feels rough to the touch. I like those better, mainly because I can color them easier. The smooth finish, I'm afraid the color that I put on these could come off. But what I started doing, and then there's another one that comes like this. This is also $2.49. I painted the black back. I put a black dot on it. I put red gills and a little yellow fin. But it comes with this, they call it a foil finish, a foil rough finish. It's got this rough finish to it, just like this one does. And then I ended up painting some. I also paint the tails black. I just take a black marker and paint them black. And I'll get into the details for how I'm painting these things, which is not painting. I'm actually using markers for all of it. And then they have another one like this, a foil finish that is smooth like this one. And I don't buy as many of those, again, because I don't feel that I can use my markers as well on those. So I kind of like the scaled finish. And the scaled finish with this foil really looks good. You don't have to do any of this extra stuff that I did. It looks great just as it is. And that would cost you $2.49. So you can catch some nice fish on a bait that's $2.49. Pretty good deal. Well, as you can imagine, I got quite a few of these things by now. I have a bunch of unpainted ones at home ready to go, but let me show you what I've done just with markers, just with paint markers and or Sharpies. Here's one that I made look like a largemouth bass. So just using a Sharpie, this was a white, rough finished bait. I painted the tail black. I took some green markers, the paint markers that I had, And I made that green bass finish, a little bit of a lighter yellowish green on the belly. Hopefully you can see that. And I gave it red gills. It comes with the eyes. I painted a black Sharpie lateral line down the side, and I got myself a little largemouth bass. Looking forward to using this in some of the Pocono Mountain lakes and even at Nakamixon. Here's one that I just wanted it to look like a bluegill or a perch. So I kept the tail a little lighter. I used that same green base that I used on this one, but then I used brown, purple, and green and orange fins and a little blue for the gill to make it look like a bluegill. Now, obviously, this thing can also pass for a perch because it has a perch look to it as well. So anywhere there where bluegill or perch swim, I have something that I feel that is ready for those waters. Here's one that I made with kind of looks like an emerald color. It's that same foil. It's this thing, but I just used a marker, greenish yellow marker, to give it this more of an emerald look to it. And that has a really nice look and shine in the water. This is going to catch me fish. This is my go-to lure in all kinds of systems. And then again, I used a black Sharpie for the tail. I used a black Sharpie for that fin that you see there, and a red Sharpie for the gill. And it comes with those eyes. You just put the eyes in. Nice little bait here. And then this is my standard shad pattern. You just get one of these foiled ones. I usually put a little black on the back. Sometimes I'll put purple on the back. I have a little bit of a yellow fin that's kind of faded, and then the red, and that's just using Sharpies. And I put a black dot on there too to imitate the alewife or shad. And I have a good shad profile here, and one that shines pretty good in the sunlight. So I don't do the painting. I have friends that are really good with art, and they're artists. I'm not. I never had been, never claimed to be. But more importantly for me than that is that I don't feel I have the time to learn and to do those kinds of things with the paints and the airbrushes. I don't even own an airbrush. But when I found this and I saw that I can just make these things look like this or like this using a Sharpie, and they maintain their color well, that's easy. I can do that in 10 minutes or less. So, and that's what I did with some of these baits. And I just wanted to share that with you because it gives you more options if you're interested in buying this bait. It just gives you more options in how to make it look and to make it attractive to the fish that are swimming in the systems that you fish. Now I want to talk about fishing this a little bit. We're going to take you underwater. We're going to show you some how I fish these. Now, this is one of the complaints about small glide baits like this is that they don't have a wide glide like the larger 6, 7, 8, 9 inchers. And that's true, they don't. But out of all the small glide baits that I've experimented with, and it's quite a bit, this one's got one of the best glides that you can impart, and you have to do it a certain way. So I'm going to show you right here, right now. Take a look at this video. First, take a look at it underwater. You can see that I get that glide one way and glide back. And there's a certain way to retrieve it. So take a look at this video along here with me, where you can see how I'm actually making that happen with the reel. I turn the reel handle about a third of a turn each time, and I hesitate. And it's that hesitation that makes it go off to the side. Then another third, and it goes off to this side. And you hesitate with that reel, and then it really has a nice, pretty wide glide to it, especially for such a small bait. So I can make it glide like that and make it look like it's hurt, sick, or injured, or not quite right. So that's one of the retrieves I like to fish it with. I have about four or five retrieves that I like. Another one is to chop the bait. Now, chopping is when you're fishing it as if you were fishing a jerk bait. You're just using that rod tip to twitch it. And this bait particularly chops very well. Usually the greater this broken tail angle is here, the better the bait will chop, and that's a pretty good angle. So when you do this, take a look at the video, this underwater video, you'll see this thing chopping very well. It has a good chop to it. And I've caught a lot of fish doing that as well. Two other retrieves that I like is just to do a very slow, steady retrieve. It makes the bait look like it's not quite right, sick or injured. It's very easy to capture, and it's swimming like back and forth like it's stupid or something. It's funny. So that's a really good retrieve at night. I do well with that retrieve at nighttime. Sometimes I'll mix these retrieves up. I'll do that real slow retrieve, real slow, and then I'll chop it twice, and then I'll hesitate. Or I'll chop it once, and then sometimes that'll trigger the strike. Or I'll do that real slow retrieve and I'll stop it, And so it's doing this, and then all of a sudden it glides off to the right, or all of a sudden it glides off to the left. Sometimes that'll get them to go too. And then the fourth retrieve that I really like to do a lot is to just reel it fast, just a steady, fast retrieve. And it looks like it's panicking because it's got that real quick swim motion to it, and it just looks like it's panicking and trying to get away. And it seems like the smallmouths like that retrieve. I've caught some good smallmouths doing that. So another good retrieve to try on the bait. I thought I'd show you a couple of quick pictures of some of the fish that I've caught on this. I only started fishing it in May, really, maybe late April, and so it's a good bait for me. I'm experimenting with something right now that I might be showing you later in summer. I'm modifying the bait in a certain way to get it to go down deeper, to fish for deeper fish. But I'm waiting now to see how that's going to play out when the fish go deeper in the summertime. So that'll be more in the July time frame. Late June and July I'll be experimenting with that. But I'll share, if I have success with that, I'll share that with you. And the other thing I would say is make sure you stay tuned here to Fish Den 365. Topwater Tuesday is coming next, and I'm going to show you on Topwater Tuesday a modification that I do to this bait that makes it an excellent topwater lure. It stays on the surface real nicely, and it's been a killer for me. So looking forward to showing you that on Topwater Tuesday. And if you'd like to see another lure that I can't wait to start fishing this year, take a look at this video right here. Until next time, be safe out there, keep it tuned here. Hope to see you on the water, and as always, may God bless your fishing endeavors.